All right. We're going to talk about a couple things today. We're still going to have homework from section 11.1. Okay, yesterday we talked about plotting points, the different octants. We talked about distance. Associated with distance is midpoint. So let's talk about 2 dimensions real quick. 2 dimensions. If I have a coordinate x1, y1, and a coordinate x2, y2, Grayson, since you're teaching the class today, how do we find the midpoint between these two?
X2 minus X1 plus then comma y1 plus y2.
Okay, so we're talking about a midpoint. We're talking about the average of the x's, the average of the y's, okay? So if we are in 3 dimensions, it's not going to be any different, except for the fact that we have a 3rd dimension. We're still going to find the average of the x's, the average of the y's, and then additionally, average of the z's. What?
The distance one
Yeah. I'm counting the hours I have to deal with Grayson Truex.
At least it's not 1 whole hour.
Well, it's more than an hour because we have a few days left.
Oh, the total.
Yeah.
Got it. About 6.
You fight more.
I did. Did I see you there? My 7-year-old is loving the grad parties because he's figured out if he comes with me, he gets like all the snacks. He had spaghetti at Andre's. He had like cake pops and Doritos at another one. Ugh.
I didn't realize that was a thing.
Oh yeah. Well, I go there for the people. My son tags along for the food. How's that? Okay, you and your neighbors are going to work together to find the midpoint of these 2 coordinates. All right. So who are you here
I don't have much.
They said they're inviting me. You can't like not have
I'm still out.
I do. I'm not made of money. If I'm bringing money, it's gonna be like a couple dollars. Okay, take it. Close. You are finding me this midpoint.
Why would that be in there?
Oh, and what's our midpoint? You agree? Okay, on a test Monday, I'll give you 2 points and you're gonna find me distance and midpoint. Can you handle it? Okay, awesome. Okay, in 3 dimensions, what happens to a circle? It becomes a sphere. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the equation of a sphere. Okay, very similar to the equation of a circle. We have a center, HKJ. Just go with it. Okay, I know it's gonna bother some of you. Just accept it now. And then we have radius r. So very similar to a circle, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared. We're used to that. So we just add our third dimension, z minus j squared equals r squared. The radius is still squared. Even though we're in 3 dimensions, it's still r squared because of our distance formula dealing with squares and square roots. Okay, so write this down and we're gonna do a few examples dealing with spheres in free space. Do not worry, you will not have to graph a sphere. Wouldn't you like to know? Inappropriate. You know what? I hope Mr. Griebel has both of you together in the same class next year. That would make me happy. Really happy. Okay. No, I just think that he would find this very entertaining. Okay, we're gonna start off very basic. We're gonna start off very basic. We have a sphere with a center at 2, -4, 3, and a radius of 3. Okay, all we gotta do, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared plus u plus z minus j squared equals radius squared. Yep. Do you think I'm gonna ask you a question like this on your test next week? I feel like this is too easy. Okay, I'm gonna make you work a little bit. You want the work. See, Patton wants the work. Oh, you had hope. As I said, I would hope. I was very happy with your comment. Okay, so I'm going to show you 2 different types of problems that would be more like what you would see on your test. Okay, here's the first one. We have end points of a diameter at 5, 2, 1 and 1, -4, 5. And what is the midpoint going to give us? Okay, if we find the midpoint, we would know the center. With the center, we can use the distance from center to end point to find the radius. This is a great idea, Mallory. All right, so let's find the midpoint first. Grayson, what's our midpoint? Okay, so this right here is our center. Okay, we need that to write the equation of our sphere, so that's good, but we also need the radius. Okay, we can do one of two things. We can find the distance between the two endpoints and cut it in half. Feel like that's extra work. Or we can find the distance between our center and one of the endpoints, okay? Nate, I'll let you pick. Which endpoint do you want to use? Like the first one or the second one? Second one sounds great. So our radius is the distance between, we're gonna use the second one and the center. So we have 3 minus 1 squared, -1 minus -4 squared, and 3 minus 5 squared. Three minus 1, the quantity squared. -1 plus 4, the quantity squared. 3 minus 5, the quantity squared. Hey, what's our radius, Eric? Okay, so our equation, x minus 3, the quantity squared, y minus -1, the quantity squared, z minus 3, the quantity squared, equals r squared. What's r squared? Okay, so if they give you two endpoints, the midpoint gives you the center, and their distance formula can help you find the radius. Okay, we're gonna go through one more example, and then you guys are gonna have about 20 minutes to start, maybe even finish your homework assignment. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Write this down.
Shoot.
Write this down. I want to know the center and the radius of this sphere. Wah, wah, wah. What are we gonna have to do? Complete the square. How many times? 3 times. Else you don't have to what? Right, our coefficients are 1. That's awfully nice. Really? Mm. Okay, so I'm going to take x squared minus 2x plus a mystery number. I'm gonna rearrange this. Then I'm gonna group y squared plus 4y at a mystery number. Then I'm going to gather z squared minus 6z at a mystery number. And I'm going to subtract the 8 over to be with my 3 mystery numbers. That's why I put a line through my z's. Yeah. Okay. Joby, what completes our square for our x's? 1. So I'm going to add 1 here and to the other side. Our y's. Bajuk, what completes our square here? 4. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. The z's. Isaac, what completes our square here? Okay. So we have x minus 1, the quantity squared, plus y plus 2 the quantity squared plus z minus 3 the quantity squared equals so our sphere has a center of 1, -2, 3 and a radius spell of radical 6. Remember, this is r squared. Well, radical 6.